Its tail feathers never stop growing and can reach up to 10 meters in length. But this isn't the strangest chicken you'll see today. Did you know there's a breed that is completely black inside and out, worth more than some cars? Or one so small it fits in the palm of your hand? God created 10 chicken breeds so rare and beautiful that they defy all logic, from nearly extinct Russian Imperial birds to feathered giants heavier than cats. Get ready, because what comes next will change the way you see chickens forever. But before we start, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Now, let's begin. Number 10. Pavlovkaya. The Pavlovkaya, also known as the Russian Imperial chicken, is one of the most fascinating and rare birds in the world, not only because of its majestic appearance, but also because of its history, deeply tied to Russian aristocracy and the turbulent events of the 20th century. This chicken impresses with its feathered crest that rises like a true imperial crown, reminiscent of the Russian czars who ruled for centuries. To fully understand the uniqueness of the Pavlovkaya, one must dive into its origin, genetic development, unique behavior, and the nearly heroic efforts of modern breeders to save it from extinction. The history of the Pavlovkaya dates back to the 18th century in the small village of Pavlovo, Russia. It is believed that the bird was bred specifically for the Russian nobility, aiming to showcase beauty, grandeur, and resilience. Unlike ordinary chickens raised for eggs and meat, the Pavlovkaya was more of a living work of art. Its carefully arranged feathers and pointed crest formed an almost symbolic pattern representing status and prestige. Each bird was unique, with black and white spots that seemed hand-painted by a talented artist, and their presence on aristocratic estates was considered a sign of refinement and sophistication. With the Russian Revolution of 1917, the Pavlovkaya faced its most critical period. Imperial farms were destroyed, many breeders were persecuted or forced to abandon their birds, and the breed was pushed to the brink of extinction. For decades, its name nearly vanished from history, with only a few records in breeders' books and the memoirs of old farmers documenting its existence. Throughout the 20th century, there were isolated attempts to preserve some specimens, but the population remained dangerously low, threatening the species' complete disappearance. Physically, the Pavlovkaya is stunning. Its pointed crest is not just aesthetic, it serves as a sign of health and vitality for other members of the species. Its dense, colorful feathers range from deep black to pure white, forming unique patterns on each bird. Additionally, its legs are fully feathered, giving the impression of wearing furry pants. This adaptation is not merely decorative, it serves as natural insulation, allowing the bird to withstand Russia's harsh winters, where temperatures can reach an astonishing 40 C. Each feather acts as an insulator, retaining body heat even in extreme conditions. The Pavlovkaya's behavior also sets it apart from other domestic chickens. These birds have a surprisingly wild temperament. They possess highly developed survival instincts, capable of detecting predators from up to 100 meters away. Unlike ordinary chickens, the Pavlovkaya can fly up to 3 meters high, prefers sleeping in trees, and exhibits natural curiosity about its surroundings. This behavior is not only interesting to observe, but also essential for survival in harsh habitats where constant caution is necessary. In the early 21st century, in 2007, Russian breeders faced an alarming reality. Only 50 pure specimens remained. This prompted a carefully planned rescue and breeding program involving genetic selection and controlled breeding to increase the population without compromising lineage purity. Thanks to these efforts, today there are fewer than 1,000 Pavlovkayas in the world, making it one of the rarest and most coveted birds among collectors and exotic poultry enthusiasts. Beyond its rarity and beauty, the Pavlovkaya is also a cultural symbol of Russia. It represents the connection between nature, art, and history, serving as a living example of how domestication and aesthetics met in an aristocratic context. The bird has also been the subject of scientific studies on genetic adaptation, extreme cold resistance, and instinctive behavior. Researchers analyze its feathers, metabolism, and instincts to understand how certain species survive adverse conditions while maintaining unique aesthetic traits without losing biological functionality. Breeding the Pavlovkaya requires special care. Being extremely rare and sensitive, any careless reproduction could compromise lineage purity. The birds need protected coops, balanced feeding, and constant monitoring to prevent disease. Despite their cold resistance, they can still be vulnerable to extreme temperature changes, especially during egg incubation or in the first weeks of life. Each chick is considered a treasure, and reproduction is meticulously planned, following protocols that ensure both health and preservation of the breed's original characteristics. Interestingly, the Pablakaya has also attracted attention beyond poultry farming. Artists, historians, and photographers have been captivated by its unique aesthetics, capturing images of its almost surreal crest and plumage. In exhibitions and specialized publications, these birds are often compared to masterpieces of painting, as each feather pattern is unique, making exact duplication impossible. This combination of history, beauty, and rarity has turned the Pablakaya into a true icon of Russian domestic fauna, inspiring both admirers and advocates for endangered species preservation. Today, despite its scarcity, the Pablakaya continues to enchant and challenge breeders. Its wild temperament requires careful handling, but rewards those who manage to build a trustful relationship with such imposing birds. Observing a Pablakaya in its habitat, whether in carefully prepared co-ops or protected outdoor areas, is witnessing a living fragment of Russian history, a feathered work of art that survived centuries of social, political, and climatic transformations. Therefore, the Pablakaya is not just a chicken, it is a symbol of resilience, aesthetics, and Russian culture. Its existence reminds us of the importance of preserving rare species and the historical value hidden in every living being. When you look at its pointed crest, decorated feathers, and feathered legs, you are looking at centuries of tradition, art, and resilience. Comment if you knew about this incredibly rare imperial chicken and reflect on how such a small bird can carry such a grand story. Number 9. Appenzeller Spitzhauben. The Appenzeller Spitzhauben is one of the most fascinating and visually striking chickens in the world, a true masterpiece of Swiss poultry farming. With its pointed crest defying gravity, this bird immediately stands out, looking more like a poultry rock star than a simple chicken. Its name in German means pointed hat of Appenzell, which is perfectly fitting. The unique inverted V-shaped crest is unmistakable, resembling a carefully styled hairstyle born from centuries of evolution and selective breeding. Originating from the Appenzell Alps in eastern Switzerland, this chicken breed has a history spanning centuries. Documents and paintings from the 15th century already depict birds with similar characteristics, showing that the Spitzhauben has a long and respected tradition in Swiss culture. Originally, these birds were raised on small family farms on steep alpine slopes, where each chicken needed exceptional survival skills. Beyond providing eggs and meat, they were valued for their striking appearance, becoming status symbols among local breeders. One of the most notable features of the Appenzeller Spitzhauben is its crest. Unlike most chickens whose head ornament is purely aesthetic, the Spitzhauben's pointed crest has a practical function. It acts as a sensory antenna that detects changes in atmospheric pressure. This ability allows the bird to anticipate storms up to 12 hours in advance, an essential skill in alpine regions where weather can change rapidly. Traditional breeders would observe Spitzhauben behavior as a kind of natural barometer, relying on their reactions to plan protection for livestock, crops, and farm structures. Physically, the Appenzeller Spitzhauben impresses with a balance of elegance and functionality. Its feathers, predominantly white with perfectly distributed black spots, appear almost digital, as if each detail were precisely programmed. This pattern is not just decorative, it also aids in camouflage during walks in rocky and snowy terrain, allowing the birds to blend with the alpine environment when necessary. Additionally, their legs are strong and agile, adapted to climb steep slopes of up to 60 euro without slipping, a feat that impresses even experienced observers. The behavior of the Appenzeller Spitzhauben is equally remarkable. Extremely independent, these chickens are not content to remain confined. They are skilled flyers, capable of jumping over fences up to 2 meters high, and prefer exploring their environment on their own. Stories of escapes and adventures are common among Swiss breeders. A famous case occurred in 2012 when a Spitzhauben escaped from a farm in Zurich and survived alone in the alpine forest for 3 months, finding shelter, food, and protection from predators. This survival skill, combined with the bird's natural curiosity, makes it admired by both enthusiasts and scientists who study its behavior and adaptations to mountainous environments. Besides its impressive appearance and survival skills, the Appenzeller Spitzhauben is a prolific layer. Contrary to popular belief, these birds are not just beautiful for exhibitions. They produce between 150 and 180 white eggs per year, with strong and tasty shells. This combination of aesthetics and productivity has made the breed valuable to breeders worldwide, who often pay between $200 and $400 for high-quality exhibition specimens. Caring for the Appenzeller Spitzhauben requires special attention. Being independent and agile, they need enough space to explore and secure structures to prevent escapes. They adapt well to cold climates, but require adequate shelter during extreme weather. Their diet must be balanced to ensure health, shiny plumage, and high egg production. Dedicated breeders describe the Spitzhauben as intelligent, observant, and even curious, qualities that facilitate training and human interaction. Culturally, the Appenzeller Spitzhauben is more than just a chicken. It is an icon of Swiss tradition. Its presence in historical paintings, local festivals, and modern exhibitions reflects the respect the alpine population has always had for this breed. Furthermore, its ability to detect weather changes and survive steep terrain makes it a symbol of resilience and adaptability, highly valued traits in rural Swiss life. The aesthetics of the Spitzhauben also inspire artists, designers, and photographers. Each bird is unique, with subtle variations in feather patterns, ensuring no two specimens are alike. This uniqueness turns every photograph or illustration into a work of art, while the pointed crest becomes a natural signature of the bird. Almost like a living sculpture, many collectors and enthusiasts consider the Spitzhauben one of the coolest chickens in the world, a true icon with unmistakable personality and presence. Finally, the Appenzeller Spitzhauben reminds us of the complex relationship between humans and domestic birds. It shows how natural selection, environmental adaptation, and conscious breeding can result in a creature that is simultaneously beautiful, functional, and historical. Watching a Spitzhauben explore an alpine field, leap over rocks, or perch with its crest raised is witnessing centuries of cultural and biological evolution in action. Therefore, when you encounter this Swiss chicken with its punk hairstyle, it's not just an exotic animal, it's a living being that encapsulates history, science, and art in every feather, jump, and egg produced. Comment if you have ever seen this amazing chicken and reflect on how nature can create forms that defy both gravity and human imagination. Number 8. Onagodori, get ready, because Japan's Onagodori is simply unbelievable. This chicken is not just another domestic bird, it is a true masterpiece of Japanese poultry breeding, recognized worldwide for its incredibly long tail, defying any traditional concept of plumage. While ordinary chickens molt periodically, the Onagodori exhibits a rare phenomenon. Its tail feathers never stop growing, reaching between 7 and 10 meters, and in exceptional cases up to 13 meters, turning each bird into a living spectacle of beauty and human dedication. The origin of the Onagodori dates back over 300 years to Kochi Prefecture, Japan, during the Edo period. Initially bred as a symbol of prestige and status for local samurai and aristocrats, owning an Onagodori with an extraordinary tail demonstrated patience, wealth, and refinement. Unlike other breeds, the Onagodori was more than just livestock, it was an object of aesthetic admiration, almost like a living work of art. Each bird represented the breeder's ability to maintain its health and the patience to care for a tail that continuously grew. The unusual growth of the Onagodori's feathers is the result of a rare genetic mutation that prevents the natural molting of tail feathers, a process called annual molt in ordinary birds. While a normal chicken replaces its feathers every year, retaining only a few during molting periods, the Onagodori accumulates centimeters week after week, month after month, even for years, resulting in tails that drag on the ground like true carpets of colorful feathers. This characteristic makes each bird unique and extremely valuable, as no tail is exactly the same in pattern, length, or shine. Caring for an Onagodori is not easy. It requires attention, dedication, and specialized knowledge. Japanese breeders construct special coops with elevated perches, allowing the tail to hang vertically without touching the ground. To prevent damage, the feathers are carefully wrapped in rice paper daily, protecting them from breakage, dirt, and deformities. This level of care makes raising an Onagodori almost artisanal, demanding daily discipline and a deep connection between the breeder and the bird. Every step, every movement, every maintenance of the tail reflects centuries of tradition and accumulated patience. Beyond physical care, the Onagodori holds extraordinary symbolic and cultural value. In 1952, Japan declared it a national natural treasure, prohibiting its export and officially recognizing its historical and biological significance. Today, there are fewer than 250 pure specimens worldwide, most kept in Japan. For international collectors, obtaining a legitimate Onagodori outside Japan is nearly impossible, and authorized breeders sometimes sell roosters for up to $5,000 each. watch. The documented record belongs to a rooster with a tail measuring an impressive 12.7 meters in 1974, a living monument that continues to inspire admiration today. Physically, the Onagodori is elegant and majestic. Its plumage is not limited to the tail. The feathers on the wings and body are also long, shiny, and silky, reflecting health and superior genetics. The bird's body structure has been selected over generations to support the weight of the tail, with strong bones and balanced musculature, allowing it to move gracefully and maintain balance, even with tails that often exceed several times its body length. Behaviorally, the Onagodori is calm, curious, and relatively docile, essential traits for birds under controlled breeding, as any stress or trauma could compromise tail growth or bird health. Japanese breeders teach these birds to remain calm during daily maintenance procedures, developing a unique bond of trust between human and bird, almost spiritual in nature. Beyond its aesthetic function, the Onagodori is a symbol of biological resilience and natural engineering. The genetic mutation enabling continuous feather growth is one of the most remarkable in poultry breeding, and researchers study the species to understand cellular growth mechanisms, tissue regeneration, and physiological adaptations to the extraordinary feather weight. Each feather represents not just beauty, but years of evolution, artificial selection, and human care. A delicate balance between genetics and environmental management. Culturally, the Onagodori is revered in local festivals, exhibitions, and Japanese poultry celebrations. Its presence is not merely ornamental, it represents patience, dedication, and technical skill developed over centuries to breed unique birds. Observing a 10-meter tailed Onagodori is awe-inspiring, showcasing the complexity and sophistication involved in its breeding. It is more than a bird, it is a living artwork, a symbol of the union between nature and culture. Ultimately, the Onagodori challenges our perception of what a chicken can be. With tails exceeding 10 meters, rigorous daily care, and a rich history, it is one of the most extraordinary domestic birds in the world. Watching this species is witnessing centuries of Japanese tradition, unique genetics, and human dedication in a single animal. Every feather, every centimeter, every movement of the tail is a reminder of the complexity and beauty that nature, combined with careful human intervention, can create. So if you haven't seen an Onagodori in person, imagine a majestic bird with a 10-meter tail gliding smoothly through the coop, its feathers delicately and reverently protected. Tag someone who needs to see this impossible tail and reflect on how patience and human care can transform a chicken into a true national treasure. Number 7. Serama. The Serama is one of the most extraordinary and charming creations of modern poultry breeding, known as the world's smallest chicken, comfortably fitting in the palm of the hand. Originating from Malaysia, this bird impresses not only with its tiny size, but also with its elegant posture, vibrant personality, and fascinating history. While ordinary chickens can reach up to 70 centimeters and weigh several kilograms, the Serama defies all expectations, with adult specimens weighing less than a soda can, some as light as 250 grain, and standing around 15 centimeter tall. You could hold 3 Seramas in one hand, but remember, their size is deceptive, as what they lack in stature, they make up for in courage, energy, and character. Serama breeding is relatively recent, but its cultural roots are deep. In the late 20th century, Malaysian breeders began selecting extremely small birds with upright posture and confident behavior, turning the breed into a true Malaysian icon. The goal was not just to reduce size, they sought a bird combining aesthetics, temperament, and presence, resulting in an animal that looks like a miniature chicken, yet exudes pride and elegance. Each Serama is carefully selected according to strict criteria, including posture, size, symmetry, and temperament, creating distinct lines known as premium or champion. What makes the Serama so fascinating is its unique and majestic posture. Despite its diminutive size, the chest is held high, the back straight, and the tail vertical, almost touching the head, giving the bird the appearance of a miniature bodybuilder posing with confidence and poise. Observing them is a display of delicacy and contained power. Every movement, peck, and step is executed with precision and grace. This posture is not merely aesthetic, but the result of careful selection, ensuring that the Serama maintains balance and stability despite being so light and small. Beyond appearance, the Serama has a surprisingly bold temperament. Despite fitting in the palm of a hand, they exhibit a giant personality, curious, alert, social, sociable and interactive with humans. This character has made the Serama one of the most popular indoor pet chickens, especially in Western countries like the United States and Europe. Breeders keep these birds in special cages or small indoor pens, ensuring comfort and safety while allowing the bird to explore its environment without risk due to its small size. Seramas also excel in international poultry competitions, where judges evaluate posture, behavior, symmetry, body proportion, and temperament. These competitions are highly rigorous, and champion birds can reach exorbitant prices. A premium line specimen, for example, can sell for up to $1,500, while international champions have reached higher values. In 2019, a winning white Serama sold for $2,200. For collectors and breeders, these birds represent not only prestige, but also excellence in genetic selection and specialized care. Despite their small size, Seramas are egg layers, though on a miniature scale. Their eggs weigh only about 10 grain, meaning 5 Serama eggs equal the size of a standard chicken egg. Each egg is considered a delicate work, with production more symbolic than practical, emphasizing that the Serama was developed more as a living masterpiece than as a bird for large-scale production. The biology of the Serama is equally fascinating. Its reduced size and carefully selected proportions require special care and management and feeding to ensure health, vitality, and proper posture. Despite apparent fragility, Seramas are resistant to common diseases when raised in suitable environments, and their average lifespan ranges from 5 to 8 years, sometimes longer with specialized care. Management includes balanced nutrition, hygiene, thermal comfort, and daily interaction, allowing the bird to develop a sociable character and proud posture. Number 6. Malay Rooster. The Malay rooster is one of the most impressive and imposing chicken breeds in the world, known as the true feathered gladiator of the poultry universe. Males can exceed 90 centimeters in height and weigh over 5 kilos, making the bird remarkable not only for its size, but also for its musculature, posture, and almost intimidating presence. Its robust appearance and proud stance evoke images of ancient warriors, making it seem more like a bird of prey than a conventional domestic chicken. The history of the Malay rooster is long, complex, and steeped in traditions dating back thousands of years. The breed is estimated to have developed over 3,000 years ago in Southeast Asia, in countries such as the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Originally, these roosters were selected for fighting, a practice that, although controversial, shaped the species' physical and behavioral traits. Over centuries, breeders selected birds for strength, aggression, pain tolerance, and combat ability, developing an animal with impressive physical and mental capacity. The Malay rooster possesses extraordinarily developed pectoral muscles, accounting for roughly 30% of its body weight. These muscles not only provide physical strength for combat or exercise, but also give the bird a unique posture. Its body remains almost vertical, with legs set wide apart, providing balance and imposing presence. This stance resembles a true warrior on alert, ready for any challenge. Its piercing, focused eyes add a psychological dimension, as breeders describe the Malay's gaze as intense, observant, and even unsettling, conveying respect or awe to first-time observers. The Malay's plumage is another highlight. Unlike ornamental breeds with long, extravagant feathers, the Malay has short, close-fitting feathers that emphasize its defined musculature, making the bird even more imposing. Its colors range from black and dark blue to deep red, and the natural sheen of the feathers reflects health, strength, and vitality. This functional aesthetic makes the Malay a perfect combination of beauty and physical performance, showing that each trait evolved or was selected for survival, endurance, and combat. Despite its fighting heritage, the Malay rooster is not just a powerhouse. Many breeders report that, when socialized from chicks, these roosters can be surprisingly gentle with humans, showing intelligence, curiosity, and loyalty. However, adult males remain aggressive toward one another. The fighting instinct is deeply rooted and cannot be completely eliminated, necessitating keeping only one male per location or under controlled breeding to avoid violent confrontations. In terms of preservation, the Malay rooster faces significant challenges. In 2015, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, classified the breed as endangered, with fewer than 5,000 pure specimens registered worldwide. This rarity further increases its value among serious breeders who are willing to pay between $500 and $1,000 for quality breeders. Preservation programs in Asian countries and international breeding projects aim to ensure the breed's survival, maintaining pure lines lines and preserving its unique physical and behavioral traits. Beyond its imposing physique, the Malay rooster also exhibits remarkable abilities. Despite its robust body, it can be agile and fast, with impressive reflexes, essential for survival in natural environments or during ancient fights. These birds are intelligent, able to recognize patterns, identify individuals, and respond to threats strategically, showing that brute strength is complemented by instinct and intelligence. The cultural context of the Malay rooster is also fascinating. In many Southeast Asian regions, these birds were symbols of courage, strength, and prestige. Owning a healthy, imposing Malay was a sign of status and skill as a breeder, reflecting tradition and knowledge passed down through generations. Today, collectors and enthusiasts worldwide value the breed not only for its imposing presence, but also for the historical and cultural heritage it carries. Raising Malay roosters requires experience, dedication, and adequate space. Breeders need to provide large coops, careful management, balanced nutrition, and attention to overall health. Though resilient, these chickens require special care during reproduction and socialization, ensuring chicks maintain desired traits without compromising temperament or physical strength. Each breeder is considered precious, and every chick represents the continuation of a millennia-old lineage. In summary, the Malay rooster is more than just a giant bird. It is a living gladiator, a survivor of centuries of natural and human selection, combining strength, intelligence, beauty, and history. Its imposing presence, majestic posture, and defined muscles inspire respect and admiration, while its behavior reveals surprising complexity and adaptability. When encountering a Malay rooster, you're not just looking at a chicken, you are witnessing a masterpiece of poultry breeding and human history, an animal representing millennia of tradition, combat, survival, and natural aesthetics. Comment if you were amazed by this feathered giant and reflect on how such a powerful animal can be both fierce and gentle. Number 5. Seabright. The Seabright is a British chicken with perfectly contoured feathers, as if each one were hand-painted. Have you ever seen a chicken where every feather looks like it has been outlined with a fine brush? The Seabright is a 19th century genetic masterpiece. Each feather has a golden or silver base color with a perfectly defined black border, creating a mesmerizing dragon scale effect. This breed was developed by Sir John Saunders Seabright in England between 1800 and 1810. Sir John was an obsessive perfectionist who dedicated decades to creating this unique feather pattern through extremely careful selective breeding. It is estimated that over 30 years were needed to stabilize the desired traits. The most extraordinary feature is that males and females are almost visually identical, which is extremely rare in poultry. Unlike other roosters, males do not develop the saddle feathers typical of other breeds. This trait, called hen feathering in males, comes with a fascinating genetic twist. The same mutation reduces male fertility drastically. Roosters have fertilization rates of only 20–40% compared to 80–90% in normal breeds, making breeding extremely challenging. These bantams are tiny, weighing only 500–600 gri, yet they have huge personalities and are extremely active. They are excellent flyers, able to jump over 2-meter fences with ease. God truly perfected this intricate plumage pattern. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Number 4. Polish chicken, the most spectacular afro hairstyle in the animal kingdom. Imagine a chicken that looks like it wears a giant afro wig 24 hours a day. The Polish chicken has a crest of feathers so voluminous and fluffy that it literally covers its entire head, completely blocking upward and lateral vision. It's like wearing a permanent feather helmet. This extraordinary crest is made of hundreds of feathers growing from a bony protrusion on the skull called the cranial protuberance. This bump gives the skull a completely different shape from other chickens, visible even in X-rays. Scientists have studied this mutation for decades, trying to understand its complex genetics. And here's a fun fact: despite the name, the Polish chicken did not originate in Poland. Historians believe it came from the Netherlands or Spain during the 10th century. The name probably comes from the word Paul, meaning large head in Old Dutch, or because its white feathers resembled traditional Polish hats. During the Victorian era, these chickens were extremely popular among European aristocracy. Queen Victoria of England maintained an entire Polish chicken flock at Windsor Castle. In 2005, a portrait from 1860 was discovered showing a Polish chicken alongside members of the British royal family. There are several color varieties, including white, black, gold, silver, and even lavender blue. Show quality birds with perfectly symmetrical, voluminous crests can sell for $500 to $800. The largest documented crest measured 23 centimeters in diameter. Wait until you see what comes next. Number 3. Brahma, the giant chicken that weighs more than a domestic cat. Which breed do you think is the heaviest chicken in the world? The Brahma is a true feathered titan, with males reaching 6 to 8 kilos. To put this in perspective, that is heavier than most domestic cats and some small dog breeds. These massive birds have fully feathered legs resembling fluffy pants, a feature that allowed them to survive in the cold northern regions of India and China, where they originated. Their feathered legs serve as natural insulation, keeping them warm even while walking on snow. The story of how they arrived in America is fascinating. In 1850, an American sailor brought the first Brahmas from the port of Shanghai, China. Initially called Shanghai birds, they were later renamed Brahma by a Boston breeder, referencing the Brahmaputra River in India. In the 1860s, these giant chickens caused a true Brahma craze in the United States. Would you pay the equivalent of over $3,000 today for a chicken? At the peak of popularity in 1868, premium Brahmas were sold for $100 to $150, a fortune at the time. Exceptional birds sold for up to $300. In 1852, a pair of Brahmas was gifted to Queen Victoria of England, boosting their popularity in Europe. The Queen was so enchanted that she established a royal poultry house exclusively for breeding and improving this breed. Despite their intimidating size, Brahmas have an extremely gentle and friendly temperament. They are known as the gentle giants of the poultry world. Children can handle them safely, and many families keep them as giant garden pets. Another proof of divine wisdom, combining imposing size with gentle personality. Number 2, silky chicken feathers, like plush fur and completely black skin. Get ready to meet the strangest and most adorable chicken ever. The Silky's feathers do not look like normal feathers. Instead of interlocking barbs creating a smooth surface, their feathers are soft, separate, and fluffy like rabbit fur or permanently chick-like plumage. Touching one feels like stroking a living plush toy, but the rarity doesn't stop there. This breed has black or bluish-gray skin, flesh, and bones due to a condition called fibromelanosis, the same as the Ayam Cemani. Their faces may also appear turquoise blue or dark purple, giving them an almost alien appearance. And as if that weren't enough, they have 5 toes on each foot instead of the usual 4. Silkies originate from ancient China over 1,000 years ago, where they were considered sacred medicinal birds. Traditional Chinese medicine believed their black meat had special healing properties, improving immunity and boosting vital energy. Even today, in some Asian markets, silky meat sells for 3 times the price of regular chicken. Silkies are extraordinary mothers with such strong brooding instincts that they will attempt to incubate any round object, including golf balls or stones. Breeders often use them as surrogate mothers for eggs of other rare species, even ducks and turkeys. In 2020, a prize-winning white silky sold for $800 in California. Show-quality birds with perfectly fluffy plumage and correct formation are highly valued by collectors. Despite their plush appearance, they are surprisingly cold-resistant due to ultra-insulating feathers. They can comfortably survive below 0 temperatures, where other breeds would suffer hypothermia. Tag someone who needs to see this living plush toy. Number 1. Ayam Cemani, the completely black chicken worth more than some used cars. Finally, number 1, Indonesia's Ayam Cemani, the rarest, most mysterious, and expensive chicken on the planet. When we say completely black, we mean completely black. Black feathers, black skin, black flesh, black bones, black internal organs, black tongue, and even darker than normal blood. It's as if the bird were dipped in black ink from the inside out. This total darkness is caused by fibromelanosis, a dominant genetic mutation that deposits extra melanin in all body tissues. This condition is so rare it only appears in a few chicken breeds worldwide, and the Ayam Cemani expresses it in its most extreme and pure form. Now comes the most striking part, the price. An adult breeding quality Cemani costs between $2,000 and $5,000 in the United States and Europe. The best specimens from premium bloodlines have sold for up to $5,000. This makes them the most expensive chickens in the world, more valuable than many purebred horses. Reproduction is another challenge. Ayam Cemani lay only 60-80 eggs per year, a fraction of the 200-300 eggs a commercial chicken lays. This low productivity, combined with extreme rarity, explains their astronomical prices. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting content appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.